Alright, match 1. Jegantha Channeler Prowess with Blister Coil Weird. You know, just maximizing aggression. And yeah, we will keep this. You know, I just find that playing Abbot and Channeler in the same list is just a bit clunky. So I'm going to try this list instead. I'm getting this bizarre lag. Not sure why. Alright, and I'm leading on Soul Scar, I think as I've explained before, just because you know, if the opponent has the Lava Dart, and, you know, that's their only possible turn 1 play, you know, or who knows. Also just, you know, it could be relevant to push through the 1 damage to turn on Light Up the Stage, or, you know, to give -1/-1 encounters to something they play. I just generally like leading on Soul Scar, and, you know, so far it's worked out decently well. So I'm going to play Light Up the Stage, and I like playing it before I play my land, because obviously that way I can play both lands if I reveal 2. Otherwise, I can only play 1. And of course, I'm going to play the Monastery Swiftspear. Could have played Blister Coil, but if I don't draw another land, then I might not be able to play both of these spells, and I want to get maximum value off of that Light Up the Stage. So hard to tell what we're up against. Dimir control of some kind, I'm guessing. Very nice snow-covered island art, if I do say so myself. So we have a choice, actually. We can try to dig for more land drops. We might lose our Bone Crusher, but I think it might actually be worth it to try to dig for another 1-drop. Just because, yeah, I think one of the ways we lose is definitely by missing land drops. Well. Alright, well, at least we got a lot to do next turn. And yes, I cast Blister Coil with a blue mana for style points. That's unfortunate. It's possible I should have Bone Crushed, but I think that maximizing my land drops is a reasonable position. There's a decent chance we would have hit it. Plus, I mean, I am deeper into the deck for lands, so there is that too. I just really don't want to get stuck on mana. Although, this deck doesn't necessarily need that as much mana as the Obosh version, because Jegantha is just not really that important for the strategy. It's just kind of there if the game goes long, and it is, and make no mistake, it's very helpful if the game does go long, but it's not as necessary. Alright, well, the opponent would have taken the Light Up the Stage anyway. They could have possibly countered. They would have remanded the Bone Crusher. Ooh, what is this? You know, this might be this Dimir Inverter deck. That's what I think it is. Well, I'm glad they presented a target for the Flame Slash. That was very nice of them. How considerate. That was just going to go to waste. And now Channeler is a 4/4. I guess that turned out okay, playing the Light Up the Stage instead of the Bone Crusher. It was definitely a more efficient use of mana, that's for sure. So let's see. They could play Inverter, but the problem is so they can't. Okay, so I got 3 cards left in their library. Unfortunately, one of those is the Thassa's Oracle. So they could win next turn, but actually with double Lava Dart and them only having an island, so if this is Dismember, I still think we might not have it actually. Oh yeah, they will. Oh, we will, because well, yeah, because we can do exactly 3, even if we don't draw a mountain, because we can flashback Lava Dart once. Yeah, and I think we got this, because that's a total of 4, and then pumping 1, 2, and then 3 times. So I think we get there. Hopefully they don't force a negation. Actually, I don't think so, because literally their library is those last 3 cards. Take it by the skin of our teeth. 2 are closer than I thought. For some reason I put them at 3, but thankfully they will be down to 4, and our Swift Spear gets there. Close. Close one. And I think there the Blister Coil, as opposed to it being a Abbot, really helped, because you know, it's just more mana efficient and just being a little more clunky, and that would have been game. You know, in this format with so much combo running around, you know, you can never be too too fast. Channeler may fly in the face of that a little bit, and admittedly Abbot is a bit more aggressive, and arguably grinds better too, but one of the problems though is one of the things I really like about Channeler is it's not so much like raw card advantage. Obviously, Abbot's better at raw card advantage, but sometimes you don't necessarily want to use a burn spell if it reveals it, if it requires you to not hold up mana in certain matchups. Also, eventually you start getting a lot of lands late in the game, even with Abbot. You know, without Seasoned Power Matcher to pitch extra lands or to just power through, you know, even like massive land clumps. You know, if the game goes long enough, you do draw a lot of excess land, and that's probably the main reason why I'm trying out Channeler now instead of Abbot in this slot. Unfortunately, I just don't think I tried playing both. It's just kind of too clunky. Yeah, but I just really like how I can pitch extra land late in the game. That came up more than once. Just turning land into extra gas is so huge. All right, so we want relics, and the reason why is because relics enable us to sort of break their combo, because if they play Dimir Inverter, the idea is we can nuke the graveyard right then. Usually they want to maintain their graveyard with relic, but they usually don't want to have their graveyard at 0 cards, unless they have Thassa's Oracle in hand and they have 6 mana, so they can play both Inverter and Thassa's Oracle. Of course, if they do, there's really nothing we can do, but I like relic as being at least some disruption, and this deck doesn't really have a lot of disruption, unfortunately. Not sure what to take out. Firebolt. Being able to go face is good, but yeah, you know, being able to go face is definitely good. So I'm going to take out Flame Slash. Flame Slash came in clutch that last game, but I can't help but feel that they kind of misplayed there. Not sure if they play artifacts or not, or if they play non-Inverter Eldrazi creatures. But let's see. All right, nice clean opening progression. No relics, but hopefully we get in there with a decent aggressive start. All right, let's lead on Soulscar, like I said before. I think next turn I'm going to go double Prowess creature. Channeler is just not going to be a 4/4 anytime soon. There's merit to playing Channeler, though, because it can also pitch. But then again, if they got Remand, it's just going to be too brutal. So, mostly because of the threat of Remand, I'm just going to play out my creatures. They could Remand the Blister Coil, but that's just nowhere near. Alright, it's not bad. Righty. So they can play Inverter now, if they've got Thassa's Oracle. This is actually an insane deck. Well, yeah, actually they don't have double black. Oh yeah, I think Blood Moon is good in this matchup. I almost forgot. Yeah, gotta remember to bring in Blood Moon. And the reason why is because they need to have a lot of black sources, because Dimir Inverter costs 2 black, and ideally they want to be able to do that as early as turn 3. So, actually, if I remember this matchup correctly, actually cutting them off of black is not as unlikely as it might seem. Alright, so Lonely Channeler here. As you can see, though, it did curve out slightly better than Abbot, since I didn't have to keep 1 mana open to play it first. And I could play it post-combat, so there's little advantages here and there. I think the main advantage to Channeler, though, is that it can pitch either this land or this Spike Field Hazard. Yeah. Well, that was definitely reasonable for the opponent, too. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to light it up. Spike Field Hazard, just getting in there. You know, yeah, actually, they can Mana Leak either way. Hopefully they don't have it. So I have no point in playing land first. Okay. Alright, so I think I'm going to Stomp. It's maximum use of mana, and it sets me up to play Bone Crusher next turn. So this makes a lot of sense to me. And maybe Blister Coil untapping somehow matters. I doubt it. Alright, I mean, we could definitely be in a worse spot. Now, if they got Simian's Spirit Guide, they need blue. If they can, so they can't quite play Inverter and Thassa's Oracle in the same turn. And they can't just play Dimir Inverter right now, because then they're not going to have Thassa's Oracle in their library. And I've got no hand, so good luck thought seizing me. I don't think Inverter is the right move. I mean, but what do I know about this deck? Alright, well, kind of seems like Firebolt is the play. Wouldn't everybody agree? Let's see, they got another removal spell. They do. Wow, Murderous Cut. Alright, well, I'm going to play Bone Crusher Giant. If I draw a land, that's lethal with Firebolt. Now Inverter, though, well, I still need Thassa's Oracle either in another land, or they need... Okay, well, there goes the Firebolt, but they can't really... They have to block Bone Crusher. They can't target it. So they take 2 damage. I think that's a concession lag. Nice. Alright, well, it's one of the best showings, I think, in Dimir Inverter. This can actually be a very tricky matchup, but the opponent just really didn't combo off quickly. I'll take it. Do wish I brought in Blood Moon, but thankfully it didn't matter this game. Alright, let's go to the next one.